When I was 12 years old, I had this dream of making money on the internet. Now, 13 years later, and with a ton of failures and experience under my belt, I make over 3 times as much money from the internet on the side as I do in my full-time job as a doctor in the NHS, the UK's National Health Service. This is the video I wish I would have had when I first got started. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ali, and on this channel we explore the various principles, strategies and tools that help us live happier, more productive lives. And we're talking about money in this video because firstly, more people should do it, and secondly, because money is such a massive source of stress in most of our lives. We often feel like we don't have enough of it, and most of us trade more than 80,000 hours of our lives, a huge chunk of our short time on this earth, to go to work so we can make money, which we need to live. Being able to make money online outside of our day jobs is pretty cool. It means that if we're lucky enough to be doing a job that we love, then happy days, we've got some spare cash to go on holiday with. But if maybe we're not entirely happy with working 40 to 80 hours a week, then we've got the option of going part-time or taking a job that pays less but that we enjoy more, or even to stop working altogether if that's what we want. Now, obviously, this isn't an overnight thing. Like, it takes a lot of time and effort and luck to get to the point where we can quit our jobs and stick it to the man. But to be honest, I don't think anyone watching this would say no to having an extra few $100s a month kicking around. And the process of getting there isn't as mysterious as it can sometimes feel. So let's break it down. Basically, there's only 3 legit ways of making money online. But before we go there, we need to talk about what money actually is. There's a poem from the early 1900s that goes as follows. Money is a matter of functions for a medium, a measure, a standard, a store. And so putting this all together, at its core, money is just a medium for exchanging value. Like, we all use money to buy things that we find valuable. And so if we want to make money or make money online, we need to be providing some kind of value that someone else is willing to pay for. So there's basically 3 forms of value that people will pay for over the internet, and these are our 3 levels of making money online. And that is level 1, services, level 2, products, and level 3, attention. I've been doing variants of all 3 over the last 13 years. Like, I started off selling services as a web and graphic designer. I then moved towards selling products, so products for med school applicants and online question banks. And now it's mostly through the attention that I've got on platforms like YouTube that I can leverage to superpower the sale of services and products. And those are sort of the 3 levels of making money online. Level 1, make money online by selling your services. This one's probably the easiest way of making money online. It's the one I'd recommend to everyone to begin with, and it was how I got my start. There's only 2 things we need to do. Firstly, we need to develop a skill that people are willing to pay for. And secondly, we need to find people who are willing to pay for that skill. Step 1, develop a skill that others are willing to pay for. If you're thinking that I don't have any valuable skills, that's okay. You've got the internet and you can learn. When I was 12, I decided I wanted to be super cool and therefore learn how to code. Through using Google and finding a ton of free resources online, I taught myself HTML and CSS, which are the basic kind of markup languages of websites. And then, because I wanted to make a video game for my nerd friends, I decided to teach myself PHP, which is a server-side programming language. And I did that in 2006. With just free information on the internet, way back when all of these online courses and stuff were a thing. So you can pretty much learn anything online for free. These days, there's hundreds of ways you can learn how to code online. I'd recommend starting with the basics of HTML and CSS by following random YouTube tutorials, or by paying for something like Code School or Codecademy, and then trying to build your own personal website. And if you want to learn proper coding, I'd recommend the Introduction to Python course over at Brilliant, who are sponsoring this video, but I'll tell you more about them later. If you're not into coding, there are literally hundreds of services you can offer online. Like, if you just look on the websites Fiverr or Upwork and browse their categories, there are literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different things that people will pay you for. Some of them are related to doing stuff on the computer, like coding and websites and graphic design and illustration and stuff. But there's loads of other things like writing and copywriting and data entry and being a personal assistant and admin services. And there's just like this whole world of stuff that you can do on the internet wherever you are in the world, pretty much as long as you have a reasonable internet connection. Another easy-ish one to learn is video editing. If you want, you can check out my Skillshare class on how to edit videos in Final Cut, and after working through that, you'll be pretty good. Like, not having a monetizable skill is not an excuse anymore at all if you want to actually make money online, because you can literally teach yourself anything over the internet and then you can sell that skill to other people. Step 2, find people who will pay you money for that skill or service. Now, there's 2 sorts of people who will pay you for your services, essentially. There's A, people in real life, or secondly, people on the internet. I got started with people in real life. I learned how to make websites when I was 12, 13, and then I sent an email to like my 8 email contacts and told all of my friends that I was gonna be designing websites. And I made this really terrible looking banner thing to advertise my services. I had my home phone number on it at the time. Don't worry, it's not my home phone number anymore. We've moved houses many times since then. But I actually found like one of my friend's dads wanted a website built. And so my first website that I made was this janky looking HTML, CSS thingy that I made for my mate's dad. And he paid me £30 for it, so that was pretty solid. Alternatively, and a much more viable long-term solution, is that you can find people to pay you for your services over the internet. Now, I got my start on a website called getacoder.com, where people would post projects saying they need a web designer or a developer to do these various things. And I would bid on those projects and say, oh, I'll do it for $10, I'll do it for $5. I would basically undercut everyone else in the market because I was like 12, 13, and for me, $5 or $10 was like, oh my God, I'm rich. These days, there's places like Upwork and Fiverr that seem to be the biggest ones, and you can just kind of browse through all the different things people are looking for, and then you can sell your services there. You can say, I'll do it for $5, I'll do it for 10, I'll do it for 20, I'll do it for 50. And over time, as you get better at the thing, you can start charging more and more, especially as you start getting decent reviews and you start building up your own portfolio of whatever the thing is that you're doing. And so I did this whole selling services thing for a few years, but I realized pretty quickly that ultimately what I was doing is I was trading my time for money. And that's ultimately not a very scalable model because obviously our time is limited. And so if you really want to make money online, then we want to get to level 2.
Level 2, make money online by selling products.
When you start selling products like physical or digital goods, then your ability to make money online magnifies a lot because it suddenly becomes scalable, like it's not directly tied to the amount of time you're putting in. Now, if we want, we could sell pretty much anything online, but the ideal thing that we want to sell is something that has a one-time cost of time or money to make, but then we can sell infinite copies of, and we want the cost of reproduction to be 0. And ideally, we want the cost of distribution to be 0, and ideally, we want the ongoing time commitment to be as low as possible, so we can make the thing once, and then we can sell it like 1,000,000 times without having to spend much more time. So the ideal product category then is digital goods or digital products. Now, a digital good is anything from a website to an app or an online course or an ebook. All of these things have a one-time cost of production, a 0 cost of reproduction, 0 cost of distribution, and hopefully a 0 cost of maintenance as well. All right, so we can either sell digital or physical stuff, but obviously I think digital is better. But there's basically 2 ways of selling it. Like, we can either sell other people's stuff, or we can sell our own stuff.
Level 2 basic is selling other people's products.
Now, there's various different ways of doing this, but just to simplify for clarity, the 2 that we're going to talk about today are firstly dropshipping and secondly affiliate marketing. Let's start with dropshipping. The basic idea is that we could make a pretty looking website that sells nice looking watches, let's say for £100 a piece. When a customer orders that watch, we then buy it from a third party that's actually selling the watch, and we arrange them to ship it to the customer. So we're making £50 without ever handling the watch at all. Now, I've never really done this myself, and I would recommend you probably stay away from it as well, just because I've seen so many kind of online courses that seem a little bit scammy about how you can make money online by dropshipping. I also don't like the fact that dropshipping generally focuses on physical goods. And as we've talked about, physical goods are just not as fun to sell as digital stuff because you actually have to pay for it, you have to arrange the logistics of the shipping. It's just a massive ball ache, whereas digital products really are the way to go.
The second way of selling other people's products is with affiliate marketing.
Now, affiliate marketing is when you're selling someone else's stuff, but you're getting a commission from each sale. Like, there's a really good review website called Wirecutter, and they do reviews about the best electronics in different categories, and they have Amazon affiliate links. So when someone clicks on that link and buys from Amazon, then Wirecutter, the website, will make, 1%, 2%, 3% commission on that sale. And so if you get enough visitors buying enough things, you can make a load of money from affiliate marketing. Or you can do what I do, which is to have affiliate partnerships with certain products. Like, there is the paper-like screen protector, who I've been evangelizing for the last 2 years because I genuinely love the product. And so if someone buys a paper-like screen protector for the iPad Pro using my link, I will get some percentage commission on that sale. And if enough people are doing that, that can make a reasonable amount of money. So that is how affiliate marketing works. You're selling someone else's stuff, but you're getting a percentage commission on the sale. If you're interested in learning more about this, there's a dude called Pat Flynn who runs a website and a podcast called Smart Passive Income, and they've got a load of materials that teach you the ins and outs of how to do affiliate marketing properly. But selling someone else's stuff is absolutely fine, but really we want to be getting to the holy grail, and the holy grail is level 2 expert.
Level 2 expert is when we're selling our own products.
If we're selling our own stuff, then we control everything from the aesthetics to the price to the distribution to the logistics to the entire customer experience. We are controlling ourselves. So here there's kind of 3 broad categories of things that you could sell. You could try selling physical products. Peter McKinnon has done very well selling his camera bag. Pat Flynn has done really well selling this Switch Pod, which is a tripod for vloggers. It's quite hard selling a physical product. It's a lot of work. You have to manufacture it, distribute, like logistics. It costs a load of money. I wouldn't recommend doing the physical products thing. It's something I'm kind of looking into myself when it comes to selling merch, but it's kind of hard, and I think personally more trouble than it's probably worth. Secondly, you could make a website or an app and you could sell access to that. Like for example, let's say you make an iOS game or something and people buy it from the App Store, you're making money off of that. Or let's say you're making a website that's offering some kind of service and you're charging people a subscription fee or something for access to that service. This is something that my brother and I did in 2015. We both know how to code, and so in the summer of 2015, we built an online question bank for students in the UK applying to medical school, taking these certain exams. And so we charged people for access to the question bank, and through the platform, they could do the questions, they could mark their answers right, they could see solutions. But the problem with this whole, I want to build a website and make money off of that, is that it's really quite hard to do. In general, you need to know how to code. Usually you want to find some co-founders, you can go down the startup route. There's kind of so much stuff out there for essentially building an app that makes money. But if you're a complete beginner to making money online, the very first thing you should do probably shouldn't be to try and get rich off making an app. It's really very hard, and it's kind of a more advanced way of doing things. Point number 3 is, I think, a much easier way that anyone can make money online, and that is by selling info products. So by info products, I mean things like ebooks or digital downloads or online courses, because if you can teach something and you can teach it in a compelling and interesting way online, increasingly, it's becoming easier and easier to find people who are willing to pay you for that online education. You know, more and more people are turning to online education, so if you can teach something well, you can make money off of that. So with me, for example, I've got a series of online courses aimed at medical school applicants that teach them how to do well in these exams and med school interviews. So that makes some money every week, every month by selling online without me having to put any more effort in. I've also got online courses over on Skillshare, like a course on how to edit videos and a class on how to study for your exams. And again, those generate passive income, i.e. I've put the effort into creating the course once, and then it's just selling itself repeatedly without me having to do much else. And to be honest, it's reasonably straightforward to develop the sort of expertise that then means you can teach the thing. And I think a lot of us really struggle with this because we think, oh, I'm not an expert, therefore I can't teach online. But you can, because if you're a beginner, you can teach other beginners. Right now, if you're thinking I want to make money online, you could very easily sign up to a free trial of Skillshare, and then you could watch my course on how to edit videos in Final Cut Pro, and then you could make your own course for complete beginners on how to edit videos in Final Cut Pro. Like it's so easy. You could literally learn anything online, and then you can make an online class teaching that thing to other people. And if you want, you can sell it through your own website, or if you want, you can sell it through Udemy, Coursera, Skillshare. There's all sorts of different platforms that you can sell your expertise on. And as long as it's good, obviously it has to be good because, you know, we make money online by providing value. If it's valuable, then people will buy it and you'll just kind of make money. And it's a pretty kind of magical system, really. But as you might be thinking, you know, we can make all of the digital products that we want, the physical products, the online courses, whatever. The problem is we still need to find people who are willing to part with their hard-earned cash to buy the thing that we're trying to sell them. So how do we do that? And that's where level 3 comes in.
Level 3 is when we supercharge our money-making powers with attention.
Now, there are ways that you can get your product in front of people, whatever it is. You could try running Facebook or Instagram ads. You can go around knocking on doors in your neighborhood. You can send cold emails to mailing lists, whatever you want. But really, the easiest way of selling anything online is by using attention. And that's the attention of people who know, like, and trust you. And by far, the easiest way of getting people to know, like, and trust you is by providing valuable content on the internet completely free of charge. For example, if you wanted to right now, you could start a blog about productivity tips. And every week you could write 1 or 2 blog posts sharing your favorite productivity tips from books, from academic papers, from articles, from podcasts, from your own life. And over time, if you do this consistently and provide value, because again, this is an exchange of value. We all care about value. There's no snake oil that you can sell here. There is no shortcut to making money online. You're providing value for free across the internet over a long period of time. And then in 3 years' time, you build up a mailing list of 20,000 people. And now when you want to run your own productivity course, you've got this mailing list of 20,000 people who know, like, and trust you from the value that you've given them for free over an extended period of time. And now they're far more likely to buy your thing. You've got an audience of people that you can sell to. There's a guy called Gary Vaynerchuk who you should definitely be following across every single social platform if you care about making money online and you haven't heard of him. You know, Gary Vaynerchuk, loads of links in the video description. He's got a book called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And the model for that is that a jab is like kind of a boxing analogy, I think. A jab is when you give someone content, valuable content for free, and a right hook is when you ask them for something or try and sell them something. And he says in interviews that actually he wished he could have called the book jab, 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 like 25 times and then right hook. But obviously he can't do that because it's a title of a book. Because that's the ratio that free content versus paid content needs to be. You need to be providing 25 pieces of valuable free content for every right hook that you're launching, every time you're asking someone to buy stuff. And really, this is the exact playbook, word for word, that I've been following with this YouTube channel since 2017. I've been following Gary Vaynerchuk for years. I've been following people like Tim Ferriss, who kind of modeled this perfectly over time by just flooding the market with a ton of really valuable free content, not really worrying about trying to charge people for things. And then later on, you know, once you've got this audience of people who know, like, and trust you, hopefully, you know, through this YouTube channel, I've managed to do that. Now for me, if I want to sell an online course, if I want to put a class on Skillshare, I automatically have this audience of 600,000 people who are willing to hear my message and will be far more likely to buy the thing from me. And so if you can build up that personal brand, that professional reputation, this audience of people that know, like, and trust you, at that point, you are supercharging your abilities to make money online, because now you can sell goods, now you can sell services, and in fact, you can even sell attention directly by doing sponsorships and stuff like that, like I do, to an audience of people that cares. And there's just, that's like completely and utterly life-changing when you've got this huge audience that you can leverage to make money online. And in fact, the audience doesn't even need to be that big. Like, there's a load of podcasts. You know, my friend Noah Kagan runs one about marketing, and he shows that even with a very small amount of people, if you've got the right audience following you, you could easily sell a product. There's a guy called Kevin Kelly who wrote a famous essay ages ago called 1,000 True Fans, where if you can just get 1,000 people following you on the internet, and those are your true fans, those are the people that, let's say you're a musician, they're the people who will, you know, go to every show, they'll buy the special edition of your album. If you can get 1,000 people who like you enough to potentially pay you $100 a year for the stuff that you make, you're making $100,000 a year, you've got a full-time living from 1,000 true fans. And so the audience doesn't need to be that big. But the way of building any kind of audience, as Gary Vaynerchuk and Tim Ferriss say, is to just produce a ton of really valuable free content over a long period of time. But Ali, if I give away content for free, people won't buy my paid stuff. That's not how it works. People will buy your paid stuff, but only if you give them content for free. You don't build an audience by selling them stuff. You build an audience by giving them a load of stuff for free, and then you can sell to them 3 years down the line. And so for me, right now, I'm at the point with passive income where I make so much more money on the side through these online activities, through selling goods, services, and attention online, than I do in my day job of working 60 hours a week of being a doctor in the UK. Honestly, all of this started 13 years ago when I decided that I wanted to be a super nerd and learn how to code. And so if you're watching this right now and you're thinking that you want to maybe start this journey, one thing that I'd really recommend is that you learn how to code. Yes, in this day and age, you don't absolutely have to learn how to code, but it's the sort of thing that really helps if you're trying to sell any kind of software product online. And honestly, the best place that I'd recommend you learning how to code is firstly, teach yourself HTML and CSS using random free tutorials on YouTube. You can learn HTML in a single day, you can learn CSS in 2 days, and then you can try building your own personal website. And then once you've done that, you should definitely go over to Brilliant for their online course on learning Python and the fundamentals of computer science. Brilliant are kindly sponsoring this video. They're a fantastic online platform for math, science, and computer science courses, and their introduction to Python and also their kind of advanced Python courses are really good at learning Python, which is the world's most popular programming language. And with Python, you can do anything from making an app to making a website to making even a question bank that, you know, gives people access to med school questions, which is sort of the thing that me and my brother did. So if that sounds good, you should head over to brilliant.org/Ali, and the first 200 people to click on that link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. But yeah, those were the 3 levels of making money online. If you're interested in learning more, I have put together a playlist for you right here that has a lot of my other videos about how to make money online. So watch those, read the books that I recommend, and then I promise you will start on your path to, you know, getting rich by making money on the internet. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.